Folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated? Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets. Folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated? Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets. Folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated? Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets.
What's this now? I'm testing. Okay, it should start working. What's this? Hold on. Boom. Why does the settings always... Hold on. Let's do this. Okay. Testing. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Freddie. How you doing, mate? Thank you. I always have to double check the audio. Always. Okay, hey, Anna from South Africa. How are you? Fantastic. Okay, I mean, it's mid-July, obviously, mid-July. It's going to be, to be fair, I was expecting July to be a little bit slow, but I've caught some amazing trades, like literally 10-hour trades. They even went up to that 30-hour. A lot of volatility in July. Normally, that's not the case. Normally, July are terrible months to trade. It just goes to show that you can't always follow previous historical patterns that's happened in the past, right? I thought July was going to be a dead month, but it's been really, really good to me and the community. And August, it seems like there's some decent setups, you know? So, yeah, just... I mean, this is the thing. We have to trade what we see, not what we think, right? And hey Fazil, how you doing? Okay, fantastic. Okay, let's cover today's technicals. In the meantime, whoever's watching, make sure to like on the channel, but also get some questions ready, some topics you'd like me to cover. Anything that you might have doubts with, or you want some reassurance with, or a market you would like me to cover, get anything down. Just ask a question and boom. I'm like your genie. The genie. Was it? Genie in a bowl. I'm your genie in the markets. Right. So just just get some comments ready. Okay, Jacob. Nice. Jacob's in the building. Fantastic. Okay, cool. Let's get straight into it. And what do we have here? So let's look at the dollar. Okay, so dollar looks dollar looks okay. Very, very bearish. So I'll definitely be expecting the dollar to potentially break this low, and we can look for a potential retest of the structure and continuation. At the moment, there's a bit of a pattern here actually. You could argue this is a pattern, fair enough. Nice little bearish pattern on a Monday. And potential shorts, zooming out onto the H4, you can see there's been a lot of move to the downside. Let's go to the daily. And by the looks of it, this is quite obvious to me, to be fair. I'm expecting this to obviously drop and basically just wipe out these equal lows. It's a no-brainer, right? It's very, very simple. It's a no-brainer for me. So definitely wipe out these equal lows. That's the first sort of target. In fact, if we simply just do a bit of a liquidity pool, this is the target right there. Look, right here is where price is really a magnet to be fair. Now, obviously, with the current price action, we could potentially expect, yes, this is basically drop, but I don't think it's going to just drop and make it that easy for us. I think most likely he'll probably drop, invalidate the setup, do a bit of a stop hunt, and just form into a bit of a larger pattern and then continue down. If it just completely melts from here, fine, so be it. But definitely bearish. You can just see massive bearish momentum. Look at this bearish momentum from here. Look, bearish momentum, little bearish momentum, bearish momentum, bearish momentum. There's a little bit of a pullback. The next move is likely to be bearish momentum, right? I'll personally be waiting for much of a larger correction such as this one. So I would like to see that supposedly somewhere here, and most likely, catch a bit of a retest of this area if there's a larger correction, and then continue going short. But at the moment, it looks bearish and it looks like a decent opportunity to get involved in a short, right? Nice bearish momentum on the dollar. So that's the dollar. Euro, more or less the same thing. We do at the moment have some equal lows. Lovely equal lows. Again, expecting this to potentially do a bit of a stop hunt of this area and then potentially go low. Yes, gold looks decent. Yeah, looks like a decent trade. It got posted in the community as well, like a massive long. That was an amazing long, to be fair. Jason, UJ will be great too. Nice. Are you short or bullish on that one? Sanya, bro, please teach us to trade your strategy. Okay, yep. I'm kind of showing you a glimpse of how the strategy works. Right? Sanjay, cool. It's so frustrated because when we set a trade setup and it goes against, well, it seems like you still need to sort of battle test your strategy, Sanjay. It's perfectly normal if you enter a trade and it goes against you, but you need to investigate why does it go against you. It's the question. If I were to sort of simply just look at this information here, just an example, and then we see. Let's just say we've got a resistance here. You take a short here and your stop loss is up here somewhere and you're targeting this area. Fine. You get triggered in, it goes against you for a while. Right? Look at that, you're in drawdown. And that can be frustrating. You just have to trust the strategy. and then eventually it will go in your favor. But you need to basically look at your journal and highlight not just your entry, but highlight this area. Once you highlight that area, investigate it to the left and find out how you can actually enter here. That's what I do. And these are the entries that we take at the BLT. We enter here, nice tight stop, and we aim for liquidity on the other side. So investigate the area of drawdown. That is where you're going to find some magic source. You know, the truth is hidden in plain sight. If, for example, you're entering here, investigate what is the schematics of your trade. You know, why are you going into a drawdown? Right? Why did it reverse from here? The first thing and the obvious thing is that, look, there's equal highs here, number one. Right, lovely equal highs. So we know liquidity is just above that. But what about the entry? Why did it reverse from there? You know, we need to investigate what happened over here. Look at that. Now, most people don't look to the left and they focus on the right. And everything is always going to be on the left. Everything's hidden on the left. I'm pretty sure. Come on. Hold on. How far can we go? Hold on, give me a sec. Oh, is that it? Really? Let's go to the H4. Oh, there we go. Look, there we found it. Boom. So something's happening here. Now, if we investigate again, look. Let's go to the H1. This is a bit of a schematic. You need to write this down. What if you not only enter a trade, right? For example, you've got the equal highs. You're investigating a trade that happened here on the left, but then you also see something like, I don't know, let's say something like this. And notice how this area has been liquidated. This area here has been liquidated. Why? Investigate why. You know, I'm referring to this one here. Look, entry would have been right here. So what if you were to, for example, connect both of these areas and look, there's an imbalance. You see that? Look at that. Look at that imbalance right there. The imbalance, if you don't know what an imbalance is, just continue coming to the live streams or just Google, you know, what is an imbalance? What is a fair value gap? And look at the imbalance in price from this wick and this wick. There's an imbalance in price. So if we connect and actually update it, the actual area of it, we'll go to the current price action and look at the difference. Now you just investigated why your trade went into drawdown. See that? And not only have you just improved your trade, but you've also improved the risk reward. So now your trade can be entering on a sniper entry, stop loss just above the point of interest, right? And you're targeting the same area. So you can easily go from a 12-hour trade to a 1.24. How and why, I have no idea. You need to really backtest your strategy. So back to Sanjay, right? Why does your trade go against you? I don't know. You need to find out, right? You need to find out what is happening here. What is the information? Why are you entering here? Why does it go into drawdown? What's happening on the left? What data is here, right? Just find that out. And once you start journaling, you're going to start finding out, oh, wow, I could do this instead. So now what you should do is, with this information, why don't you start backtesting equal highs with an imbalance above it and backtest only this schematic on, let's say, the euro, right? Then do the same thing for Aussie. For Aussie, do the same thing for dollar CAD, do the same thing for dollar yen, and then basically compare which ones work best at what time of the day. So, you know, just put the work in like everyone else does. That's my advice. So back to euro, obviously bearish on the dollar. Bearish on the dollar. It just looks like it's equal lows. So again, I'll be expecting a few scenarios, pullback and a continuation higher, or we may get a deeper correction to deeper liquidity down here, but we need a deeper pattern, right? Like a larger pattern, such as this. This is perfect. Perfect example. A bit of a nice little pattern here. It's not perfect, but this is kind of what I'm referring to. that size of a pattern. If we can get something like that again, then that is the next sort of game of, plan of action. But we need to wait for it, for it to drop and formulate. Because what could happen, this trade can actually play out, grab liquidity, go long, and then it could just plummet. But if it plummets, it's actually a good thing, because then you can just wait for a larger correction, catch the boomerang, and then go long, right? So you kind of just have to wait for some trades to form, to be fair, and then just reevaluate, really. Obviously, there's a lot of liquidity here. There's a bunch of imbalances, bank levels, banker blocks, a lot of momentum. So price is going to be a magnet to that area. Okay, that's euro. Gold. Yeah, gold long was pretty decent. And it was quite inevitable. I've been saying I'm bullish on gold for a while. And I was mainly just referring to this boomerang pattern here. And it's gone long. Look, I've been literally saying it since June, since it dropped over here. When I said in one of the live streams, whether it was the CTI live stream or the Trader Not live stream, that I'm expecting it to drop, then I'm expecting a boomerang to go long, and it's exactly what's happened. So again, my recommendation, if you're new to the strategy, obviously those of you who know, the live streams that I do, the before and afters, how it plays out time and time again, and blah blah blah. But for anyone who's new, as homework, watch the previous live streams and watch the narrative, the language, and how I'm personally anticipating and why I'm expecting price to drop to this area and why I'm expecting it to reverse from this area, right? And there's literally live streams where I cover this in detail, saying this is going to happen, and it exactly happened. So well done for those of you who caught that analysis. Sanya, that's why Diego is to rescue work for the world peace. Oh, it's jokes. But yeah, gold, that's it. Gold is looking pretty decent. Again, if we were to update what's happening here, we're still part of a bullish channel. So really, we're just very, very bullish until we obviously get back up until, up here somewhere. And then a major, major drop. That major drop, no coincidence that there's equal highs here, right? Equal highs. I believe there may even be, could be something happening here. I'm not too sure. This potential pattern playing out. Now this has potential as well. You see that? It can actually reverse towards this pennant. If it doesn't, plan B means it's going to go a lot higher and then drop to the downside. And if you were to just basically copy and paste this information here, look, if you just copy and paste it and just sort of visualize it real quick, look. Clear wedge. Yeah, beautiful wedge, beautiful channel, very, very textbook. But at the same time, we have a potential little pattern here. There we go. Yes, it can easily do this. I've seen this happen many times, and it drops, and it's just part of a larger descending pattern somewhere. That's completely fine. But look at this. Look, a wedge in the middle of a larger wedge. How many times have you seen that happen? If we go to euro, what happened recently? Look, what happened recently? We had this pattern here, and I'm referring to this. Hold on. I'm referring to this. One sec. We had this pattern. And we also had, hold on, where is it now? We also had this pattern here. See that? We've got a pattern in the middle of a larger pattern. So yes, it could have easily reversed from here and then drop, but it can also climb a lot higher and then do a boomerang with the larger pattern, right? There was actually a trader in the community that called this one here. So I posted in the live stream, he actually smashed it and he got like a 20R or something. But yeah, well done. Well done to that trader. But yeah, look, middle pattern, you can really capitalize on that. It looks very similar to gold. There's a middle pattern, but this time, this middle pattern is just a little bit larger than the euro one. See that? Not only do we have the same sort of similar pattern, but we've got this descending pattern, meaning it's going to blow up to the upside at least. If we go back to euro, we've got it's already happened. The middle pattern already blew up to the upside, just over here at least. Right, so very, very similar fractals. And this is the power of the BOT. If you know exactly what trend the pattern is, you've got massive, massive edge. But yeah, that's gold and euro, dollar yen. What's dollar yen's happening here? Dollar yen again. I've been covering the short for a while. Feels like forever, but it's finally played out. And look, the boomerang. Remember I said it was very likely gonna melt to the downside. Big short coming up. It was part of a B123. Who remembers that? Who remembers a larger pattern that I was referring to? No, this doesn't ring a bell, everyone. The larger boomerang. Right, larger boomerang. There we go. Larger boomerang. Break of structure. Pattern retest. Expecting shorts towards potentially this pattern here. It's played out exactly like how I predicted it. Did I personally take a trade here? No, I actually took a nice 10-hour trade on dollar CAD instead because I never got the right confluences for me to take a trade here, unfortunately. But I did get a 10-hour trade on dollar CAD, so I got no regrets. But the forecast was there for you guys. Maybe you guys could have caught it, right? Yeah. I remember you were also monitoring that as well. In terms of how the BOT, because we rarely see all-time highs in FX, which is what BOT was taught on. Okay, yeah. But wait, hold on. In terms of how BOT, because we rarely see all-time highs in FX, which is what the BOT was taught on. Don't quite understand the question. Do you mean that? Yeah, you need to rephrase that one. Yeah, I think I know what you're trying to say, Freddie, but I think you probably tapped it too fast. So you're giving me an afternoon head migraine because I'm quite exhausted from the day. Okay, in terms of how BOT was taught, yeah, cool. Merci, Alom Danzo. Screen is not clear, bro. Can't see numbers well. Yeah, the numbers, I wouldn't worry about the numbers, if I'm honest, but I can make it. Yeah, I can do this for you, not a problem. So, I mean, this is as much as I can do it. Now, if I go back to dollar yen, and I'm saying it now, I said it before, there's going to be a boomerang here. The boomerang happened. There's going to be another pattern here. The pattern happened. I'm saying that it's going to go short for a while. So if you're looking at bearish patterns or entries, dollar yen is the one, right? This is actually going to plummet. There's a new pattern here, I believe. Look. And I don't want to come in a couple of weeks and say, guys, dollar yen's coming here. And it's going to grab probably most likely some liquidity down here. And then what am I going to say? I'm going to say, I told you so. But, you know, that's not the case. I'm only here once a week giving you guys the live streams on the forecast. Tuesday to Friday, you guys can have your own analysis and just use my bias as a guideline and as a confluence. So if you see your setup, whether you trade just ICT or you trade moving averages or whatever, don't take longs on dollar yen yet, right? They're low probability. Look for only shorts because this is very, very, very likely going to come down here. Extremely likely. So very bearish on dollar yen. Okay, so Freddie, in terms of how BOT was taught, in terms of how BOT was taught, which was mainly FX analysis, it seemed like a rare situation to predict a drop at all-time highs. It depends on it just depends on what the market gives you, to be fair. Yeah, it kind of depends on what the market gives you. But that's it, that's BOT. Okay, which is why I'm asking if the gold drop anticipated is also fundamentals based. Now, Freddie, fundamentals, I have no idea. I do not check fundamentals. I wouldn't know because, you know, I just don't check. I'm really not up to date with fundamentals. I'm so sorry. Let me quickly go back on gold. Where is gold now? What drop are you referring to? I'm pretty sure gold is very heavily fundamentally based. We all know that. It's a no-brainer. Gold is pure fundamentals, right? But I don't look at that. I look at the technicals. I can't answer. Yeah. So what drop are you referring to, Freddie? Do you mean this drop here, or this drop, or this drop? And that's it, really. There's no. Or do you mean the drop that I'm expecting? The analysis that I've done with the pattern here, plan A for a drop here, and plan B for a drop there, right? Then it's obviously going to be fundamentally based, but the technicals is going to tell you that there's going to be a bearish fundamental situation. That's just the way the BOT works. It's the way I trade, right? So if I go back to the pattern, where is my pattern? Let's actually go back to it. It's going to be a fundamental event, 100%, 1,000,000,000%. It's going to be fundamentally, it's a fundamental trade coming up. So something bad is going to happen for a gold, whether it's a dollar or whether it's gold. Something's about to pop off. All I know is that around this time, what time is this? Around October, December this year, once it rallies to the upside, if it doesn't drop from here, let's just say it does drop from here, sorry. Around late winter / Q1 2024, something bad is going to happen for gold. I can guarantee that, 100% guarantee that something bad is going to happen for gold. If this technical is correct. If not, obviously plan B is going to be this one. 1, 2, and then obviously plan B, which will be sometime in 2025, right? Something bad is going to happen with gold. But this is why I don't look at the fundamentals, because the technicals is telling me anyway what's going to happen, and I'm going to take a trade anyway, regardless of what's going to happen. So hopefully that answered your question, Freddie. And I've been trading like this for like more than a decade, and I've had no problems anticipating the direction of the move without even knowing what the fundamentals was going to be. You know, I can tell you where there's going to be a big crash. If I go to the dollar, most likely the big crash, if there is a crash or whatever, most likely it will probably be up here somewhere. Once this rallies up here, the crash is most likely going to be above these equal highs, around here somewhere. But this is going to take probably a year, maybe 2-3 years. I don't know. It might take 2-3 years for price to actually come up here. Then something bad is going to happen in the dollar. That's just what's going to happen, right? Whether it's a crash, CBDCs, or whatever, something bad will happen. But you can see it in the technicals, so I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. Anyway, that's my rant on gold. Again, gold is very, very bullish. If anything, right now, if you're trading gold, definitely trade longs. Longs are going to be beautiful. It's going to be a nice move up coming up pretty soon. Pretty soon. Big bullish move coming up on gold. Because technicals, there is no point of interest over to the left. Yeah, you don't need a point of interest. A pattern is enough. A pattern is enough, to be fair. Now, yeah, there's no point of interest to the left, but the pattern is enough. A boomerang of the pattern. It's going to make a new high, and you can still anticipate a new high. I mean, even if we were to go to, let's say, let me see. Go to the monthly. Let's say 12 months chart. What's happening here? Hold on. It's like here, right? You could have potentially anticipated there's going to be a major reversal, and you don't know. There's no history here to the left, right? Especially after this low. Go to the weekly. Once that obviously breaks, we don't know what's going to happen. Speed up. We don't know what's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure you would have anticipated it's going to go along anyway because there's a descending pattern. It's the same thing. There's no information to the left, but it's still a descending wedge. You can go on Euro USD. Let's go on this one here, Euro USD. Same concept, same thing. Same thing, look, it broke this low, right? And it reversed from this area, but there's no history to the left. Go to the weekly or the daily, so it's a bit clearer. And look, surprise, surprise, we have a bit of a pattern here. There's a bit of a pattern there. And it's the same pattern that we trade over and over again. It's a boomerang. 1, 2, 3, boomerang. That's it, right? Same thing with gold. You don't need history on the left to tell you what's going to happen. It's the same thing. The pattern in itself is enough. Yeah, hopefully I answered that question, Freddie. So moral of the story, patterns are your best friend. Literally, patterns are your best friend with the BOT. Okay, cool. So dollar yen, bearish, dollar CAD, bearish. What's this now? Yeah, bearish. Oh, look at that. I caught a nice trade. Where was it? I caught a decent little trade here. Just on the 10R. 0.5 R away from being 10R, unfortunately. But this was a great trade. No, energy must have been. There we go. So this is my trade the other day. Great trade. Very happy with this one. And this actually went to like 20 something R. But again, going to the weekly, still quite bearish. And it's kind of the same principles as we do on the lower time frame. Look, break of structure here, significant break of structure, and it hasn't retested the original liquidity that broke structure. Right? I'm pretty sure there's some liquidity down here somewhere. Let's go to the daily. Look at that. See that? This is a magnet. And this is what we teach at the BOT. Right? You see this? There's a bit of a high here. It's a banker block, takes out the structure, and eventually, whether it takes a million years, is always going to be some form of a retest towards the original banker block that took out the structure, and then it'll go long. Right? So that concept is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting this to go long, right? But that's not the right mindset that you should have. For example, yes, this is a bullish setup because I'm expecting price to come and retest this banker block, because based on the rules of the banker block, price is always going to be a magnet towards the original banker block that took out the structure. Doesn't mean you have to have a bullish mindset. You can still have a bearish mindset and sell it towards where you're expecting it to go long, right? So if there's a bearish setup somewhere here on a retest or something, if it does end up retesting, this would be an amazing short just towards this area where you're expecting it to go up, because it can go up and reverse, but it can also break this area and go lower towards this point of interest. For example, this imbalance, it can go lower. We don't really know which one it's going to reverse from, but what we do know is that a short is very, very high probability. because price is a magnet towards this banker block. But again, the BOT is going to help you decide which one to hold it to, which one to enter. We need patterns. So if we implement patterns again, what can I see here? See that? Already I can see a pattern here. There's a bit of a bullish pattern here, as you can see. So this is indicating that it's going to go lower, below this banker block. I'll be looking at a boomerang below the actual pattern. So redefining that point of interest. Let's go to the H1. And there we go. This will be my point of interest right here. This sort of banker block approximately around here. And this is not concrete. I'm always going to be updating this in real time, but this is just an example. So this sort of redefined area, it's a good area to be targeting. We go back to the current price. It's a good area to be targeting. Let's delete this large banker block that we had, remove this point of interest, and this will be just a good little area. There we go. So if I do find a little buy setup, wherever that is, if it comes, I'll be now targeting this banker block right there. Right? Because there's a lot of confluences for it to go long. So yeah, it's looking, yeah, pretty decent. Okay, Aussie. What's happening here with the Aussie? Hold on, let me. Freddie, was that trade a BOTA? Yes, it was a BOTA trade on dollar CAD. It was. Jason, I love the boomerang, but how do you know where to start the pattern? How do I know where to start the pattern? Well, that's a bit of a complicated question because that's a different. I need a whole lesson to explain where to start the pattern, right? I'll leave that for the BOT students, or if you're part, or if you're a member, because there is certain rules that that come with it. But just to give you an insight, if I'm taking a trade here, would I start my pattern here and here? This is completely fine. Would I start it here now? And look, is this a pattern that I trade? No, this looks like a bloody satellite laser beam. This is not a valid trade. So you kind of want to experiment with each highs until it forms a valid BOT pattern, you know, a wedge or a channel. It's too flat, and you just kind of keep on going backwards until it forms a valid BOT pattern. And the beauty of the pattern is that it's so consistent. It rarely fails. Even when it fails, it makes you profit. Like even here, look, there's a boomerang, 1, 2, 3 boomerang. It dropped. You would have made some decent profit before it actually invalidates. So it's very rare for me to see a failed boomerang. If you know when to draw it, how to draw it, and certain rules that goes, you know, with it, it's a really high probability setup. It's like a cheat code for SMC. You know, it's crazy. You can have a really high win rate if you know how to draw them correctly. But yeah, Aussie yen, I don't really trade Aussie yen. That's for you guys, to be fair. Trader Black, please share. Oh, okay, pound yen. Pound yen. I haven't looked at pound yen, but I did say I'm expecting it to drop. Well, obviously, because of dollar yen was also going to drop. Did it drop? And it did drop. There we go. Right, yeah, it dropped as expected. I don't trade pound yen anyway, but it did drop. It's retesting its trend line, but it's not looking like a decent trade. Oh, look, I've got my little artwork coming here. So I've got some annotations here. It might not, I don't know, it might manifest, it might not. But what I'll definitely be looking out for is this look. Right now it's in boomerang territory, but it's very dangerous. As in, I'm expecting this to play out But I won't take any shorts here. If I'm trading pound yen, I won't take any shorts because this can easily do a break and retest of the trend line and then go long to my point of interest. I will not short it. It's very, very risky. If I'm going to short it, I want to see some commitment from the sellers, a close back inside and below this trend line. Once there's bearish momentum, then I'll be looking for a retest and then we look for a short. It's just a bit of patience. If we look at dollar yen, same thing here, look. If we look at this information here, look. Let's go to the daily. And let's just look at this little trend line here, this trend line. Let's delete this. Right? Most traders will be shorting it because it's respecting the trend line, right? Look, looks like a good short, as you can see. It's broke. Look, it broke the trend line. And, you know, we have to move the trend line in real time. And look at the break and retest. Look, trend line, break, retest, continuation to go long. You would have seen some profit. Retest again. So yes, you're going to get opportunities for it to go long. And it says move, but this is what I'll be waiting for. Some bloody momentum, some confirmation. Once you get that confirmation, you basically just have to wait, guys. It's all about patience. Wait, patience. If you can't wait and you get FOMO, then you need to learn the hard way, right? We've all been there, I get it. But once you can master patience, that's it. You're printing money. It's crazy. And this is perfect. Bearish momentum, you just wait for a retest, you know, with a pattern. Did it come? Okay, fine. It kept on going lower. But this would have been a good entry here. Look, a beautiful bearish pattern. Look, you would have made some decent profit. Dropped again. And now it's pulling back. So you would have made profit the first time. And now it's found the bottom. And now you just wait for a valid boomerang again. And what do we have here? Look, magic. Look at that. Come on. The same fractal on the larger bloody time frame. This giant boomerang. You just have to wait for the same thing to happen again on the relevant time frame. Right? 1, 2, boomerang. Simple. So powerful. If you add this to your trading, guys, you would win a lot of trades. Now, let me rephrase it. If you add this to your trading and you're an SMC trader, you would take less trades, but you will improve your win rate. And that is, it's just what it is, right? This is a SMC cheat code, and you can really reduce a lot of unnecessary, low probability, traditional SMC trades if you just trade the boomerang with whatever rules you follow, ICT or whatever. It will make your life a lot easier, believe me. And that's it. I mean, now is just bearish scenarios. And if I'm going to take a trade now on dollar yen, then it's, I mean, this is looking like a break and retest. And the same thing, I'll just do the same thing, but now on the H1. Look, there's potential pattern here. What do you think I'll wait for? Look, 1, 2, 3. It's enticing traders to go short. Be expecting a little boomerang, and they drop. And what do we have here? Little point of interest. Might climb a little higher, so don't, you know, kind of prepare for that. And there we go. Just trading boomerangs on boomerangs on boomerangs. And if you want to wait for a confirmation entry, then obviously you go on the M1 time frame and you do the same thing and you repeat it. But yeah, that's pound yen. Yeah, I've just covered pound yen, Mr. Agent 47. Cool. Any more questions, guys? Freddie's loving, was it pound yen or dollar CAD? What's Freddie doing? He's up to no good. All right, guys, I'm going to do another live stream where I can make it more educational, more interactive later on in literally 1 hour. So at 5 p.m. UK time. So in 1 hour and 15 minutes, I'll be doing another live stream. So if you're not part of the CTI community, then, you know, make sure to join the live stream that I'll be doing in Discord. It's not going to be on YouTube. No, my bad. Sorry, it is on YouTube. Just join the CTI community Discord and just follow the live stream there. Wednesdays at City, it's a Discord one. So this is the link to Discord. Also, if anyone's interested in a discount or a special webinar for bank level trading for this strategy, then just watch out for some release dates on the BOT at the end of the month, right? 28th, 27, 28 or 29, one of those days, Rodrigo will be doing a special webinar for the BOT. So you can get a special discount and you get free community for life. So once you're part of the BOT program, you join the Discord community, you've got access to the online course, and you have unlimited time in the Discord community, no subscriptions, free for life. And that also goes for bank level trading accelerated. So yeah, just watch out for any announcements, anyone? Trader Black, is GJ Foreman a cup and handle? I'm sorry, I forgot how that, I don't know. I don't trade a cup and handle, so I don't want to give you any bad information. So I don't trade it, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, just make sure to everyone join the Discord community at City. Vishnu, even after yen pairs point of interest, they go and hit stop loss. What to look for in pound yen pairs main? You probably have the wrong point of interest if they go and hit your stop loss. If your point of interest is correct, it shouldn't hit your stop loss. So you need to find out why does it hit your stop loss, right? And, you know, losing is part of the game. But if a trade hits your stop loss, it means that either you were wrong or you just entered at the wrong time and it probably went to a new point of interest and then went into your favor, which is perfectly normal. That's what I call a plan A or plan B. Sometimes you get confirmation, sometimes you don't get confirmation. If you don't get confirmation, you don't trade and you avoid a potential loss. But yeah, I need to get going. Everyone have a good day, trade safe, and I'll see you at the City Traders Imperium YouTube channel, but just, you know, join the Discord. All right, everyone, have a good day, trade safe. See you on Wednesday as well. Bye-bye.